Hiya, pals.
Hello.
Hey, everybody.
How is everyone tonight?
So excited.
Good.
Just can't hide it.
Yeah. Year of the ear. Woohoo. Let's see.
Best
We've
year
got
ever.
it's just us in the chat.
I've been blowing up the chat already.
Okay, here we go. Try it now, Karen, and see. I know we're live, but we're Hey, there's Laura.
Yay!
Good evening, Laura, or Ryan. Could be either one. Who knows? It's probably Laura, though.
It's Disney.pin.love.
I love that.
Me too.
Perfect.
All right. So welcome to the Year of the Ear after party for the September swap, which was Dinos and Dragons. If you were able to watch any of the videos today, you would have seen some pretty impressive ears. Everyone but Irene has a pair on. She wasn't able to participate this month, but we're really glad she's here with us. I'm going to let everybody kind of introduce their channel and what they do. I'm going to let Tony introduce us. Most everybody knows who we are, but I'm still going to let Tony introduce us since I talk all the time.
Yes. You want me to go first? Oh, yes, you do. Okay. Okay, so we are the Siskateers. I'm Tony, and she is Mary. We have a Disney YouTube channel, if you're not familiar with it. We do a lot of Disney content. Really, Year of the Ear is like one of our main things that we do. We like to do conversation type videos about Disney. So, park stuff, Disney merchandise, just anything Disney really is what we like to do. But we also do some essential oil content as well. That's one of our passions. But yeah, that's pretty much what we do. That's what our channel is about. So I think that's it.
All right. And we have Karen from Disney Inside Andy. Yes, Val, we actually are sisters.
Hi, guys. I'm Karen from Disney Inside Andy. I am normally here with my son, Andy, but he is going to be home in a little bit, and he sat out the crafting portion of this channel escapade. We like to do lots of unboxings, and when my daughter's in town, we experiment with cooking videos and trivia stuff and just fun things. And this is just something we've decided to do as a family to have a good time together and connect. And my daughter and I are closet crafters, and this was the best time for us. We had a blast.
Good. Hi, Christine. Welcome in. All right. So, Nina.
Hi, everybody. I'm actually wearing ears by Karen. So she was a closet crafter, but now she's this is her coming out party with these dino ears. But my channel is Wrestling with Disney. I like to talk about Disney a lot, but I love wrestling, so I'll have wrestling content on there too. Really anything that's nerdy and fun or openings I'll chat about. Though I became so book obsessed on my channel that I made a separate one for that. So this way we can keep it strictly Disney on Wrestling with Disney.
All right. And then last, we have Irene, who is joining us. There we go.
Hello. Yeah, so our channel, we're very much just like a family channel. We started YouTube to kind of document our family memories. So we have all of our vacation vlogs and things like that. But it's also a huge creative outlet. So we love to do any sort of opportunity we get to collaborate and do crafty things with other people. I definitely love to craft. We just did Wally's 5-year interview, and he said that his favorite thing to do with me is craft. So that made my heart very full. But to hear him say that. So yeah, when I heard about Year of the Year, I was super excited to just have an opportunity to talk to lots of other creators in the community and to be creative and have fun with something that's related to Disney too, because that's one of our big passion areas. So
awesome. All right. Well, we thank all of you guys for being here with us. And the reason we asked these 3 channels is because they're all fairly new to Year of the Ear. So they all started this year. Irene started in April.
I think it was the April theme. Yeah.
April, Nina in May,
Mhm.
and Karen just this month. So we're going to talk about what made you want to be a part of the year, what inspires you when you create or purchase, because not everybody creates everything, but I have seen everybody in this chat right here on this screen create something. So we're going to talk about just this particular month in specifically with you two that were here, and then we'll talk about the last one you did, which I think was food and wine, which was last month. Is that right? You did food and wine, Irene? Yeah. So if you guys have questions in the chat, go ahead and put them in. I will make sure we ask them of everyone, but I'm going to start with what made you want to be a part of Year of the Ear, and we'll start with Irene since she started in April.
So yeah, I think I had seen some of these videos like pop up, and like I said, like we love Disney. So that's something like I've always wanted to get into ear making. And I actually think like I had done a Halloween and a Christmas ear swap, like a different creator swap. And it was the first time I'd ever attempted to actually make mini ears on my own. And I had no idea what I was doing, but I was like, it can't be that hard, right? Like I can figure this out. I like to craft. So I was pretty excited when I was able to like successfully actually make my first pair of ears for the Christmas one that I had done. I think Halloween, I actually ended up purchasing some. I actually think they're like, I can never do this on screen. the hocus pocus ones up there. So I had purchased some of those for that swap, and then I made some for Christmas, and I just really loved the process of doing it, and it was really fun to like have the creativity and pick out the fabrics and kind of make a design come together. And then I'd found out about this whole Year of the Ear thing, and I thought it was so cool, and I just love that you guys have these different themes every month. So I was super excited about the opportunity to like kind of continue in this craft of ear making, challenge myself to try new techniques and learn new things, and get to collaborate with an amazing group of creators. So that's kind of what brought me into the whole Year of the Ear world.
Awesome. Nina, how about you? What made you want to join the swap?
So before Year of the Ear, I was someone who just had park ears. I didn't collect ears because I only go, once every 2 years or so. And then I started watching this swap, and I was like, especially it surprised me as somebody who didn't collect ears and didn't craft. I was like, why do I love this so much? And it was because everybody was just so excited, so grateful. So it was like double fold. It was the excitement of giving and receiving. It was the creativity and the kindness everyone had about what they were getting. And I really wanted to participate, but I wasn't comfortable crafting it. And then I started to notice people trickle in who were purchasing like Singer Family Adventures and Geeking Out with Melly Mel. And then that was getting my confidence up, like, okay, I can do this. I can ask to participate. And I did, and it was so welcoming and fun. And since then, I've started learning how to make ears, and I'm looking forward to next year switching up from purchasing to creating. And yeah, so it was like a whole nurturing process of finally getting up the courage to join, but I'm so glad I did.
Yeah, to that, sometimes it takes a while. I mean, like Tony and I talk about all the time on the channel, some of the ears that we made when we first started were just horrendous. I mean,
wow, yeah.
So sometimes it just takes time.
It's still a process. You know what I mean? Sometimes, like even now, we both make ears and we're like, oh, wow, those are, not very good. But, that's with crafting. I mean, it's not always perfect, but yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, and it seems like everybody really respects the creative process. Nobody goes, oh, I got so ears. They go, I got amazing one-of-a-kind ears for one of my fellow Disney friends. And that's what like really helped me to have the confidence to join.
Yeah, I would echo that, Nina. I just think like the welcoming nature of the community and like the respect towards like being a creator, being a crafter, like I just love that. It's so amazing. Like the community was so welcoming, and I love it. When everybody opens them up, they're so excited and they're like admiring all the little details. Like even when I hopped on today, you're like, I just want to reach out and like squeeze
Yes,
out
I
more
wanted to
people, you know. So I think we all like just love that, like being creators and crafters, that we admire that about each other. So I think
And
Yeah.
just one last thing that really helped me feel comfortable joining was no preferences and no
Mhm.
extras. So it eliminated that fear of not being able to afford to throw something else in, or not being able to come up with something for a super like niche character or something. That really helped with it too. And I love that aspect of it.
So this is what Lisa says, and I agree. It's hard to put your work out there, but she says we're all doing a great job. Thank you very much. And she knows as a viewer, she's jealous and wants them all. Well, I can tell you, as a person that participates, I want them all as well.
Yeah.
So every time I watch a video, I'm like, oh my gosh, I need that pair. So that's how it goes. Like that's always how it goes. So Karen, what made you want to be a part?
You know, watching Year of the Ear, I'm with Lisa. I would watch it and I would think, oh my God, I want that pair of ears. Or, oh my God, I want that pair of ears. Or even, oh my goodness, I think I could make that pair of ears.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wasn't an ear maker before doing Year of the Ear. Like I said, I was a closet crafter. I'm a serial crafter. I craft a little bit of this and then I move on to something else. Then I do that for a while. Like I dabble in different crafts. I don't have anything that I really stick with. I just like to do things. So seeing it, and then, you know, it was just, Mary made it so easy and so approachable to choose which months to do and what not to do. There's very little pressure involved. It's just a really laid back kind of get involved, make the ears. You have tons of time to do it. We're planning it far in advance. So there's not like a rush where I have to get ears done this week. I could take my time, get inspired and plan. And that was really exciting. And then I so resonate with what Erica said, collect all the things. I want to collect all the things. So the new pair of ears coming to my house every month is not sad for me at all. It's a really happy moment.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So we lost Tony. Her internet did go out. So hopefully it'll come back up and she can come back in. But she did just text me that she's lost for the moment, but that's okay. Hey, Melissa, welcome in. Ooh, I heard something.
That was me. That's the fire engine, not like me, the fire truck on the street.
I saw up here, Allie from Two Tiny Wings asked, how long does it take to create ears from design to the final stitch? So for your concept, it's like if you're creating ears, Karen, how long did it take you? I know Abby Kate made the ears that Nina's wearing, but the other pair that you gifted Nina, how long did it take you to make those?
So the idea part is the part that takes time, I think, because I kind of have to marinate with it for a while, right? And think it through and have a pretty solid plan. So you start to like kind of get a vision in your head. Like I have a vision for a pair that I'm going to be making in the future. And it took me a few weeks before that sparked in my mind what I wanted to do. But then actually sitting down and doing it, it doesn't take really all that long, 2 or 3 hours of maybe work time into a pair of ears, but in stages, because you have to let the glue dry and let it kind of set and move on to the next stage. So I did it over the course of maybe 2 days for an hour or two each day to make the ears. So it's not super time consuming once you get an idea and have a general. And it's not super, I mean, there's no sewing in the ears that I gave to Nina, those ears she's wearing now. There's no sewing in those. That is a miracle of hot glue right there. And so.
Yeah.
And I'll just show up close, just some of like the things you added to it, like the patch and the pin. It's just ways you can do little things that make things totally unique and different.
So that Pixar ball on the front, that was funny. I had no idea what I was going to put in the middle of the bow. And I had bought some pins on a live pin sale. And she sent a zap of a Pixar ball pop socket. And so that is the top of the pop socket that I took off and put in the middle of the bow. It like came like right when I was making the ears. It was perfect timing.
Meant to be.
Okay, so that, and I'm glad you said that because that's one of my favorite things about this swap. is that you literally can use anything. Like whenever you're inspired by something, you can actually just run with it. You know, like we were talking earlier before we came on, Tony's ears that she got today from Kaylee at Phantasmic Fandoms. I said before we went live, that bow looks like a banana leaf. Like it's just so cool. It's just so cool. Like the things you can use and the different ways that you can, you know, be creative to make, I mean, whatever. I mean, and look, if you look at the 5 of our ears right now, look how different they all are. Like, it's just so cool to me, like how different, but yet they're all the same. They're all Mickey ears. So I just think that's really fun. Irene, how long is it?
Sorry, can we make a calendar for next year where you have a
Oh
pair
my
of
gosh,
ears
that's so fun.
Ears?
That's a good idea.
We should totally do
Such a
that.
fun idea. Irene, how long does it take you to make ears?
I think, yeah, it's kind of the like creative process. And I mean, I like how Karen mentioned that just we have plenty of time to plan out, like the way that the themes are released. Like, I just love that there's lots of time to kind of baste in it and decide. Like, that's how I kind of choose, as I'll pick a theme that I know I'd like to get ears for, and then just try and think of like, how could I do something creative, or how could I do something different? Sometimes the theme, like, I know right away what I want to do. Like the Food and Wine Festival is a good example. Like, I knew I wanted to do something with wine corks, like right away. So I was hoping the person I got, like, it is a preference-less swap, but I did reach out to ask, like, does my person drink wine? Because that was kind of one of those things where, you know, if they weren't a wine drinker, they maybe wouldn't have wanted like wine cork ears. But I knew like that's what I really wanted to do for that. So thankfully my person did. But yeah, I mean, sometimes I think the idea comes right away. But then it just kind of depends too, like what method you're using to make them. Like, I've done, you know, the flower ears. I've done like just like kind of the, you know, normal fabric type ears. And then like the wine cork ears, those took a little while just because it was a lot of gluing and cutting. And my mom also helps me too, which is really fun. Like, it's something that I look forward to whenever I do one of these, is we set up a crafting night, and then we like spend like months kind of like shopping for all the supplies and getting all the perfect things. And then we get to sit down together and have a really fun night. And then the act of like actually making them doesn't take too long. I think it's more just like kind of the process of coming up with the right idea and getting all the supplies and knowing where you're going with it. But then, you know, maybe an hour or two once I actually like sit down and have everything in front of me. The wine cork did take a while though, because we had to like saw down like all the wine corks. So that was like definitely the most time consuming pair I've made, but that's also one of my favorite pairs I've ever made.
Yeah. So Serena says when she does her resin ears, it takes days because you have to let them set. So it kind of depends on what kind of ears you're doing. So, Tony, how long does it take you to make ears?
Well, it just, I mean, kind of like what you were just saying, it kind of just depends on like the method. So back in March, when we did Out of the Box, I did paper mache ears. And so like that obviously took a lot longer because you have to like let it dry and paste and, you know, all of that stuff. But I think for me, the process of trying to come up with an idea takes longer than actually making the ears, you know? Because yeah. I mean, sometimes I'll have an idea and I'm like, oh yeah, this is going to be really awesome. And I'm like, so I like to sketch out a lot of things. Mary knows this because I'll like send her pictures of like sketches. I'm like, this is what my ears are going to look like, you know? And then they don't ever turn out like that. And, you know, so just the process of like trying to figure out what I'm going to do. Sometimes I'll go to like a craft store and just like walk up and down the aisle looking for inspiration, you know? So, I don't know. I mean, the actual process of making ears probably like maybe 2 hours depending, but it still takes a lot of time to like, for me to come up with the idea. I spend more time trying to figure out what I'm going to do than I do actually making the ears.
All right. So Val's asking, do we prefer the glue gun or sewing?
Glue gun.
Glue gun.
Glue gun.
Okay. Yeah.
Glue for sure. Glue.
Yeah.
I'd like to learn how to do the sewing ears though. Like
Yeah.
it's something every month I'm like, I should make these sewn, and then usually I'm like, no, I just want to get it done. So
Yeah. So Serena says the creative part takes a long time for her as well. So Nina, I'm going to ask you, now that you've made your first pair of ears, how long did it take?
So first I had seen, Mary and Tony had done tutorial videos, and then I actually saw Laura at Disney Pin Love show in a vlog that she was following along with, I think, Mary's video and doing the ears. And I was like, well, that looked kind of, granted, she had to fast forward while she's doing it. I was like, it looks like I could do that, and that seeing someone else do it, I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. And it didn't take that long because I made sure I followed it by the book. Like, this was time for no frills, like I just had my fabric. I knew what I wanted to do. Cutting the cardboard was the worst part for me. That was rough, but it took a few, let's say I did it in like shifts, I would do like 30 minutes, then come back, do 30 more minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like a few hours spread out for the first pair, but it wasn't as daunting as I thought. Even my husband was like, we should do this again. So now I'm looking at like fabrics differently and definitely wanting to. I think a lot of my friends are going to get my first attempted ears for Christmas.
Awesome.
As I get better.
Awesome. I love it. So for me, for Year of the Ear specifically, because I typically assign all the themes, the creative process of coming up with something is very quick for me because I usually choose the themes based on something I want to make anyway. But depending on the ear, it can take anywhere from, I can pop out a pair of just plain fabric ears in an hour. But if I'm doing something a little more intricate, I've spent days on ears before, like, and then get to the end of it. And it's like, these are terrible. I have to start over. Like, I literally just did that. So with October's, I hate what I came up with. I dislike it so much that I'm just going to start all over. And I hate when that happens, but sometimes it does. Sometimes it does. Tony did the same thing with October.
I made a whole entire pair of ears and then had to start over.
I didn't make the whole pair of ears. I just didn't like what I was doing. So, I think for me personally, the creative process is, if I know what's going to happen, it's not that bad. But if it's like just thrown at me, then it may take me longer. We have we had another question. I can't find it now.
Now, Mary, those ears you have on, I can't fathom how long they took to make.
Yeah.
Those kind of blow my mind. Mary is in the chat. I know she made some similar ones. Maybe she can tell us how long hers took her, but those are ridiculous.
Insanely ridiculous, because like these, I don't know about the ones Mary made. These right here are individually cut pieces of something.
Wow.
And the faces are felt, and they're, look at that.
Those are so good.
It's insane. That had to take forever. Mary, if you're still in the chat, how long did your Chippendale ears take that you made for Nicole? And did everybody see some of the videos today?
Yeah.
It's always hard to choose which ones are your favorites. Obviously, I love these ears. But the ones that Nicole made for Vicky were just fabulous. Karen, did you notice some that you were just like, wow, I want that pair?
Okay, so the ones that Mary Jo bought from a small shop for Ajana Claire, I don't know if you guys saw those, but oh my gosh, those were the most magnificent, maleficent ears I have ever seen.
Yeah, they were.
Those were fantastic. Those just blew me out of the water. Also, the ones that Christian made for April at Thrifty Nerdy Mom, I thought those were just so creative with the spikes and stuff on them. I just thought those were just really clean and well done and just very well designed ears. I loved them a lot. Those were another one that sticks in my mind.
So Mary says she cheated because the embroidery machine did most of the work.
That's not the same thing.
That's not, though. That's awesome that you can do that. But still, it took her 4 to 5 hours.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, Nina, what ears did you see today?
I really liked Brittany from Walt Life, Salt Life's Jurassic Park ears. I thought those were really fun because I love that movie. And I like Tony's ears that she's wearing now. I liked a lot of like the traditional dino ones, you know, that were also sprinkled in throughout because everyone went so many different directions.
Yeah.
So it was fun to see like who went Figment and who went Disney Dino and who went actual Dino. So it was fun to see some actual dinos like sprinkled throughout the exchange.
Tony, did you see any like standouts?
So the ones that I think Serena made them, they were Figment with like that bow that was almost like a meshy kind of thing, right?
Did she make like was it white with like little kind of like dots?
Like a pink mesh bow, and then like Figment wings were like
yes, that was so unique.
I don't know who made those, but yes, those were cool too.
Made them.
It may have been Serena.
Okay.
Y'all can let us know in the chat who made those.
I watched all of the ear, and it's all running together. Who made what? Actually,
Yeah.
so,
That's exactly what happens.
Serena says no,
all
not
runs
her.
together.
yeah.
It all runs together. Irene, were you able to see any of the videos today?
I was, yeah. The Figment ones were all so awesome. And I think like if I'd done this theme, like I think that's the hardest thing is like I chose to skip this because I knew like August and September are really hectic months for me, like with going back to school and everything. So I just decided like there's no way I'd be able to pull that off. But now I'm like kicking myself that I passed on this theme because there were so many good ones. But I really loved like the Figment ones. And then I love the Chip and Dale Dino ones too, the 2 different ones that were done. And then all the ones that had like the Toy Story Rex too, I think was really fun. I just like, I love the creativity of every month because people think of things like when I saw the theme, I'm like, dragons and dinos, like, I don't even know what I would do with that. And then you see all the things that people come up with. And it's just like, it blows my mind every month how creative everybody is.
And also I really liked yours, Mary. I really liked the Mickey and the Minnie on the dinosaur. And the fact that you like custom fabric, I think was awesome.
Thanks. Yeah. I was just about to say, I even asked Tony to make me a pair of those Gertie ears. I just thought that was really cool idea because you're the only one that thought of it. So it was unique and very cool. I loved it.
It was cool and courageous because I know that that's not something that you normally do, painting on ears.
Oh, no.
And I toyed with the idea for a second, and then I ran scared away from it. Yeah. That was really brave, and they turned out so good, Tony.
Yeah. They were actually a lot of fun to make, so I don't know. Yeah. I may venture off into the painting again. I don't know. We'll see. But it was fun.
What's so great is that you can do different things. Like when you figure out one thing you can do, you don't have to do it every time. You can do it, sporadically. Val asked about the custom fabric. So I actually had that made through Joanne. So I just got on Joanne's website. I uploaded the image and told them how many different just kind of placement. And they sent it to me and it was not very expensive. So I just wanted to do something different that nobody else was going to do.
Yeah. Oh, they turned out so cute. And those little mini ones that you made for her daughter are like
they were so little too.
Oh my gosh, they're so little.
Yeah. Yes, through Joanne Fabrics. You can get on their website and they have a section for custom fabrics. The only reason why I even knew about it is because back in January, Christina from Playdates and Travels sent me my Lunar New Year ears that she had customized the fabric. And so she actually made the fabric and had it customized to put on those ears. So I reached out to her and I was like, where'd you do that? And she said, Joanne. So I just did it. I just wanted something because I had Erica and she loves dinos so much, like as much as Nicole does. And so I wanted it to be something like special. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
she loves Mickey Mouse as well. So I just kind of wanted it to be, I don't know, something special. And I don't typically make ears to preference. So I'm usually just hey, I'm just gonna make whatever, and that's what you're getting, I guess.
I think that's what's really cool about being a part of this, though, is like you kind of push yourself to stretch like your boundaries, and then you also learn and see all these other amazing ways to do it, like with the resin or doing the hand painted or like the little tiny like beadwork that's done or ordering custom fabrics. Like every time we do one of these, I'm always like, oh, how do they do that? Like I'm like analyzing the craft, and I'm kind of like challenging myself to be like, could I do that? Could I create something like that? Could I go to that level? So
Yeah. So one of the other questions that I was going to ask you guys is, how do you decide which themes you want to be a part of? So Nina, how did you decide you wanted to do pink and dinos and dragons?
So somebody entering for the first time, I thought pink was a great theme to start with because it was something where I could go really, I would have such a range of what I could pick and what if I knew the person, I could make it more specific. If I didn't, I'd be able to just do pink, and I kind of had that freedom. So I thought that would be a really safe one to start with. And then for this one, I just loved the theme. I would love to have dinosaur ears. And as luck would have it, now I have two. So that I did purely because I just love the theme that much.
Lisa did ask while you're talking, what did the inspiration for dinos and dragons come from? So I'm just going to tell you straight up, it came from Nicole from Irresistible Magic. So she has been in the swap since the beginning, and she is one of my good YouTube friends, and she has suggested we do a dinosaur themed swap. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to add dragons to it because at the time I felt like dinosaurs might have been kind of limiting, but now I realize they were not. So I added dragons to it just to kind of broaden it out. And I feel like it turned out to be one of my favorite themes.
Mary,
I didn't.
was she the first person to participate in like every month with you and Mary last year? Or
Kylie was.
Kylie, okay.
So last year in 2020, myself and Kylie from Crazy Kylie 14 were the only people that did every single one.
Wow.
I didn't even do every single one.
And I think there's a lot of people doing every single one of them this year.
Yeah.
So I know Nicole was doing every single one this year. I think there was like one theme that she wasn't like sure about. And then she was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it because I'm going to do them all. So, but I think April from there's Kylie.
Kylie.
April
Bravo,
from
Kylie.
I think April from Thrifty Nerdy Mom has done all of them.
yeah.
I think, there's Christina too. Hey, Christina. I think Kelly's here. I think she may have done all of them this year. There's a lot of people that are doing all of them. So it's really kind of awesome to see people love it so much. I just think it's really cool. So Irene, what made you decide to start with flower and garden?
So I've always wanted to make a pair of flower ears, and I just like when I saw that theme, I was like, okay, this is my chance to like kind of push myself on actually doing this and making something with that. So I think it's a little bit like looking at the themes and a little bit selfishly, like what would I like to get? And then also like what would be the most fun to actually create. And then I think too, like Val said it in the chat too, like it's a little bit also looking at what's on our schedule, like what other collabs do we have going on, like what time of year is it going to be? Like I'm a teacher and I have a little guy who started pre-K this year, so it was like I knew August and September was going to be really hectic, so I was like, I just need to stay away from themes that are going to like fall into that area of wanting to be able to create. So yeah, I think it's a little bit timing, and it's a little bit like looking at the theme that you would want to get something for, but then also sometimes it's like just being really inspired by an idea that you have to. But I don't know. I'm like, now I'm kind of thinking like maybe I should challenge myself and do all the themes next year because it would be really fun.
It is so hard. It's so hard. It's so hard. Karen, what made you want to start this month?
You know, I want to do them all. I like them all. So it's more of a question of what theme or when will I take a break from it? And that's more just like Irene and mostly Irene said, it's a scheduling thing. If I know I'm really busy, that's when I think that I will take a break. There's just times of year that are a little crazy, but I just want to make them all. I feel like it's really fun to think about what you will do with any given theme. And this one was a really fun one to start because it the out of the box challenge you guys have done once through year of the year and then once separate. And that's a little intimidating, but this felt like a theme that you could kind of just go wherever you wanted with no expectations. Yeah. It's not like it's themed to a specific character, like on Sidekicks or a specific, it was just kind of like you could do anything your heart imagined with Dinos and Dragons. And it felt kind of like a step towards an out of the box challenge without actually being that out of the box challenge. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I just thought it was a really fun one to start on.
Well, good. I'm glad that all of you guys are wanting to do it. Christina says she's been doing like every other month. And that everybody who does every month, that's incredible. Well, thank you.
It's tough times to do every month,
What?
I was saying it's hard sometimes to do every month. So every other month gives you a little bit extra time. So, that's understandable.
That's a good way to do it. And then Nina was talking about too, like how many channels have you found through this swap specifically that you didn't already know? So for me, I will answer that. So many. I was telling them backstage, so many people message me channels that I'd never heard of, channels that I'd never seen. And I have found so many different people through doing this that I, find myself watching their other videos as well. So it's not like it's just, I'm only watching their ear videos. So I'm trying to think, I have my thing over here. I'm trying to think of who. I want to say Lydia from Vintage Nectarines and Amber from The Most Magical 5. I didn't know who they were until they started in this. And I actually watch both of them on a regular basis. Maybe Ajana Claire from Zoel's World might have, this might have been the first thing that I saw her with. What about you, Karen?
So many. Definitely Amber from The Most Magical 5. Nicole from Irresistible Magic. That was how I first found her channel. And it was a month that one of the kids was on with her. I forget in the video. But I found her channel through that. And who else? So many. Kylie for sure. Because she pops up on them all the time. Serena, the month that she made the out of the box Cinderella coach ones, right? Like I had watched maybe her year of the year videos, but after that video, I started watching her channel a lot more because it kind of just sucked me in. So many.
Yeah.
So many.
Nina?
It has to be at least probably 24 channels, right? But one I remember specifically, Elise Between the Ears, I discovered from the swap, Pumpkin Pass. In one of her videos, she mentioned like loving Back to the Future 3 and something else. And I was like, oh, great, you're me. I'm following you. Like, it's such a great way to just show people who you are in 10 minutes or less, just through opening ears from somebody else. You know? I really love it. The McDork Pops, I became familiar with them through this. So lots of great channels.
Thank you, Kelly, for saying this. She feels that this swap helps to bring the community together. So that's super sweet. Tony, you found some new channels through this? Tony, have you found any new channels?
Yeah,
Tony's like, oh my gosh. Yes.
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Oh no.
We can hear
Can
you.
you hear me?
Yeah.
we can. Yes.
Can you hear us?
For a minute, we couldn't.
Okay. Well,
Oh.
it is storming here, so that's why I'm having issues. So, yeah, I have found like everybody, I mean like everybody seems new to me pretty much. So I mean I could sit here and name them all, but like pretty much this is how I have found all of these channels.
Yeah. What about you, Irene?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many incredible creators in this group, and I do think it is huge. Like, it just really brings the community together. And I mean, almost everybody in it, I think, mostly is how I've known them, but like some of them too, I think by being in this, that's also allowed me opportunities to connect with other people that are maybe watching the videos and then they're doing some things too. So yeah, I mean, I feel like this is kind of a big core of a lot of the connections that we have within like the crafter creator community on YouTube. And it's just brought so many like new and interesting channels and perspectives and like opportunities to collaborate with others into our life. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christina says she found Pumpkin Pass Taylor through this, and April from Thrifty Nerdy Mom through this. Kelly says she's absolutely floored by the talent in this group. She's like, I see something new every time. Absolutely. I agree. Every time I watch videos, I'm like, now I need a 3D printer. Now I need to go get the resin and the molds. Now I need to go. I mean, like every time we have something. So since you guys are new to Year of the Ear, and I'm assuming that you were viewers before you joined, what has been one of your favorite themes that you didn't participate in? Like that you saw that you're like, wow, that was a really fun theme.
I'm gonna look at your playlist just so I can look at
I know,
all
I
the
know.
things together.
Does anybody have one?
I do. I really wish that I had gotten to participate in the Marvel one. Because so many cool creative ears that were different than what you would see anywhere else came out of that month, I thought. I just really, that month I was really excited about, and I wish I had so many ideas. I wish I could do it, go back in time and do that one. See, Marvel, Seth, I'm with you, Seth.
Agrees.
The Marvel ones I would like to do. Yeah, so I know that we won't have that again for a while because it was just done, but that's one I wish I had done.
You guys in the chat, answer the question as well. Seth says Marvel. So what is something, that you, what theme that you loved? Nina, Irene, you guys have one?
Yeah, I think the one Irene started with, which was flower and garden, right? Because I love floral things and flowers. It worked out this month. I got my flower ears anyway, thanks to Karen. But I think that was one where that was helping me get ready to make the commitment,
Yeah. Christina says out of the box.
Yeah, I was gonna say out of the box was one that I just thought was so unique. And that was one that I was like, it was so cool to see all the ideas that people came up with. And I'm like, man, I wish I would have done that. Like, I'm curious what I would have come up with. Like, I would have loved to see what I got. I think also Sidekicks was really, really fun. And that was kind of another one of those that was like kind of out of the box too. Like, similar to like the Dinos and Dragons, and that there was a lot of creative freedom in it. And then the Lunar New Year ones too, because this year was the first year we really like celebrated Lunar New Year, and we had so much fun with it. And so I just thought that would have been a really fun one to participate in too.
We have a Lunar New Year vote right there. We had another out of the box vote.
That one was really cool.
Tony, you've done most of them. I mean, you only missed like 2. So what has been your favorite theme?
Oh, wow.
Not necessarily a favorite that you received, but just like a favorite theme.
Favorite theme. Maybe one that I had fun making.
Yeah.
I really liked Out of the Box. I really enjoyed making the paper mache ears. Those were fun. Sidekicks were one of my favorites. I don't know. I like all of them.
Yeah. So I think for me, so this year, my favorite theme, my favorite thing to create was my out of the box hat that I made for Serena. Because that was just something a little bit different. It wasn't really hard because the hat was, I mean, I bought the hat, but just adding, I mean, all the gaudiness to it was, you know, one of my favorites to create. And what I really, really loved about it was that what I created was like black and gold, and what she created was white and silver, and they work so perfectly together. And if she can travel with that hat, I really hope to get a picture with her in our hat and ears in front of the castle in November. Like, I just think that would be really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah. And then last year, I really think my favorite theme last year was creating last year. I really loved my sparkle ears, even though they fell apart. Because they were like those big green styrofoam balls that I sent to Val. And then I really enjoyed doing, I'm trying to think what other theme I liked last year.
Mary, I was wondering if there's one where you're like, man, I really want to do this theme again. Like, is it a rule not to repeat themes?
It's not. I just was trying to come up with different stuff.
Because I'm wondering if there's one where you're like, I have to do it again. It was just.
I would do out of the box again, 100%. Just because that's not anything specific. Like, that's just anything and everything. And we actually have done a second unconventional type ear swap. It wasn't like year of the ear. We just put it together and did it.
Sorry.
I would do this. I would do Dinos again because it seemed to produce a whole lot of really fun ears. I don't know, Tony, what do you think?
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like all of them. Like, I mean, I would do all of them again. Well, not all of them, because I didn't do like Marvel because I'm not a Marvel person. But I mean, I would be willing to do, a theme for a second time. I really liked Flower and Garden. I'm a flower person. I love girly, like flowery, all kinds of stuff like that. So I would not be opposed to doing that again. The sparkle was really fun. I really did like that because there's not, I mean, it's got to be sparkle, but you could do whatever with sparkle. It's didn't really have a whole lot of like limitations on it. So I don't know. I'd do anything again, I guess.
Yeah.
Ginger asked, do I take suggestions? So yes, I do. I always have a list, an ongoing list. Tony and I talk about different themes all the time, and we keep an ongoing list of things that we would like to do. And then I always ask in our chat, does anybody have any suggestions, any kind of things you want to make, that sort of stuff. And like I had said earlier, the dinos and dragons came from Nicole. She suggested it and I ran with it. I think sidekicks was a suggestion from somebody. I think, we're getting a lot of people say do sidekicks again, which is so broad. You can do it so many times. So let's see. This year we had Lunar New Year, which was a suggestion from Christina at Playdates and Travels. We had Magic Kingdom, which was just because I like Magic Kingdom. March was out of the box. April was Flower and Garden. And that might have been a suggestion from somebody. May was pink, which was all me. I mean, just because. June was sidekicks, which I think was a suggestion. I think Marvel was a suggestion. Food and wine, I think, was a suggestion. Dinosaurs was, and I'm just not going to talk about the last one. So I'm just not going to tell you what they are. If you're part of the swap and you're in the chat, you know what they are. But if you're not, then you'll just have to wait.
So speaking of like getting ideas, I have one.
Okay. Yeah, hey.
What if you let the subscribers vote on like of all the past themes, or you pick 5 past themes and then they 1 month of like, this would be next year, get to pick one. So this way it can involve like non-crafters, or doing something like for like giving back, where it's like you make ears for the channel to give away on their channel. So this way it's like viewers can actually have a pair of Nicole ears without being like Disney YouTubers, you know?
So yeah, so I was gonna do that. I had actually planned on doing like a sign up to receive Year of the ears and open them with your favorite YouTubers during the, whatever. But because of my move, I am not able to create those ears right now and do that. But yes, it's definitely something I would like to do, because we do have a lot of people that watch that aren't YouTubers, that are just people that love to watch it. And it would be awesome to involve them somehow. So yes, Christina, you suggested it.
Good job, Christina.
Yes.
Has there really not been a Winnie the Pooh and Friends theme?
No, it's too narrow.
Tony. Oh, no.
It's too narrow.
An entourage theme.
You could do the British invasion, like Val did.
That was fun, yeah.
Okay, so that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because then it's like anything from the UK would be really fun.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And so Val and I actually have been talking about trying to coordinate some of the pin and ear themes for next year.
Oh,
that would
that'd
be
really
fun.
fun.
So
Yeah.
that like some of the pin themes match with some of the ears. We did a classics in November last year, which was really fun. And also very I don't know the word for it, but it was very debatable what a classic is. Hi. Hey.
Hi. We just are done with doing written out all.
Oh, yes.
Hello. Hi.
We were all debating in the chats what actually is deemed a classic. So, we just, again, this is one of those swaps where it's just however you interpret it. So if you think Cinderella's a classic and you think The Little Mermaid's a classic, then great. If you don't, then that's your interpretation. So do you guys want to ask the chat any questions?
They've been doing great with just, giving their suggestions of what they'd love to see and what they'd love to see again. Everyone's been so active.
I know. It's been great. It's been fun. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
I just want to say that one of my favorite parts this month about participating that made it super accessible for me is that I got to gift to Nina. Because Nina is so laid back and easygoing that it made it such a low stress situation for me to make ears for her, because I just felt like she would be cool with anything I did. And that part of Year of the Ear was really fun.
Oh, thank
He
you.
lost him.
Yeah.
That's funny. Whoops. Well, I think most everybody is pretty accessible, but yeah, you're right. I mean, a lot of people really take that no preference and they're just like, yes, anything goes, I'm good. And then a lot of people want their preferenced ears, which is also fine. I don't know. I guess that's why I like it, because it's just so just broad and whatever. So Kelly, oh my gosh, I stress every month until I know that they have arrived intact and the person loves them. Now I do always get worried if the person I'm sending to is going to like what I've done.
Yeah.
You guys feel that way?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. That's the most stressful part of any swap.
I just want to put Kelly's mind at ease that her ears are always amazing.
Right?
I've never seen a month where Kelly's ears were not absolutely stunning.
Yeah. Kelly, answer me this in there. You 3D print your ears, but then do you hand paint them after you print them? I think she does do that.
Wow.
Oh, this is a good question. Favorite pair of ears that you've received when you weren't that excited about the theme? Which I know you guys haven't done a whole lot. So maybe that's just Tony.
I know. I was thinking. I mean, like, I don't think there's really been a theme though that like I wasn't excited about. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I was trying to think back to
Um,
last year themes. I
Mhm.
can't even think of what last year's themes were.
I know it all runs together.
Green. April was Easter.
I don't think I have anything because I don't. There hasn't been a theme that I was like, and you know, Marvel. So I wasn't excited about Marvel, so I didn't participate. So
Right.
maybe I should have. I don't know.
I'm trying to think. I mean, I always like the themes because I just like the
Yeah.
themes. But also, if I choose a theme based off a suggestion that I'm not like, I'm choosing it because people want it and it may not be my favorite. I'm still going to do it. So maybe I would, not be excited. Actually, you know what? Christina commenting here made me think I was not super excited about Lunar New Year.
Yeah.
But the custom fabric that she made was incredible. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I don't have the ears right here with me, but the custom fabric that Christina had done was incredible. It was very intricate and very cool with like Mickey Mouse. She like integrated Mickey Mouse into the Lunar New Year theme. So that might be one that I wasn't like super excited about the theme, but absolutely love the ears.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's like how I feel about this month's theme too. Like every month I choose not to participate because I'm not excited about the theme. I'm always like, man, I wish I would have done that. Like I love every single pair of ears that people got. So I think like, yeah, I think it's taught me to be a little less selective too. Like it's kind of like taught me to put myself out there a little bit more and like maybe I don't love this theme, but I think I could have a lot of fun with it. And then also I'm just surprised by like how creative people are with it. So it's like, even though maybe it wasn't a theme I was excited about, then I see what everybody gets and I'm like, okay, I should have done this one.
Yeah. And this is another good question from Kelly. What ears did someone else get that you were jealous of and wanted? So I'm just going to, all of them. Every pair.
Yeah.
all of them, but the ones that immediately pop into my head are the ones that Ajana Claire got from Nicole for Sidekicks. Wasn't it Sidekicks with wasn't it Princess and the Frog?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Those were
Yep.
those were amazing. I remember really wanting those to come to my house.
The first pair that pops into my head are Tony's Ursula ears from Christian.
Oh yeah.
In the Sparkle December last year.
Yeah.
We can't hear you now. Oh, there you
They
go.
were great.
Yeah, they were amazing. But hey, I can wear them if I want to. So,
Yeah.
but they're not mine.
Any of the like character ones, like I mean the ones that have like the actual characters, like the ones you're wearing today, Mary, like anything that has like real like characters and features of them, I think those are the ones that always like pop out to me because I don't really have any ears like that at all.
Yeah.
So those are always the ones that I am always like, gosh, those are so cool.
I never will you ever see Joanna ears again.
Right.
Yeah.
Those were amazing.
I really liked, I believe it was Kelly who made the Madame Mim ears.
Oh,
I
yes.
love that it
Those were
was Madame
cool.
Mim. Trying
They're
to
so
little
good.
myself. So
Yeah, there's just too many. They were just all so good.
Mm-hmm.
This month was such a good month, and every month. So as a viewer, the pink theme wasn't very exciting for me. I was like, oh, pink. Well, that doesn't sound really like, what can you do with pink ears? There were some beautiful ears that month.
Mm-hmm.
They were really, really pretty ears. And I was surprised. I would have, as a viewer, I was like, all right, well, I'll watch a couple of them and see. But I watched them all. They were all great.
Yeah, and I felt like that wasn't going to be an exciting theme for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So like last year we did green, and we didn't have very many people sign up for it, just because, green, it's not exciting. But what came out of it, like Tony got those really awesome Tiana foam ears. Christy got like this elaborate pair of Loki ears.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting to see that kind of thing. Like, well, maybe this theme's probably not going to be that great, and only 6 people signed up, but it can turn out some really amazing things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pink was one of my favorite themes. I loved making the Easter Bunny ears. Now, those Nightmare Before Christmas Easter Bunny ears were so cool. They were very cool.
Yeah.
I love that she posted the tutorial of how she made them afterwards, because so many times, like when Serena gifted the resin ears or the 3D ears by Kelly, all these different ears, I'm thinking, how do they do this? And so it was really cool that then the next day she posted how she did it on Jolly Holiday with Mary's channel.
I love when they post the tutorials.
Yeah.
So I know Mary does that a lot. Erica's been doing that with her ears. I love when they do that. I'm going to take this one more question from Lisa, then we're going to wrap it up because it's been an hour. What's your favorite medium to use? What do you like to create ears with the best?
Fabric.
Yeah.
I've only done
fabric's
one.
my go-to.
Fabric.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the fabric, but I've made 4 pairs now. One of the ones, only 4 pairs, but one of the ones that I'm doing for a future, I really enjoyed making, and they were not fabric ears. I don't know. I like experimenting.
Yeah.
I also like experimenting. I typically go back to the fabric because it's easy.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like to try out new things. I like to do something different and, try to do something else. Christina says she likes making foam ears, but they're labor intensive, and they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to do like the iron-ons too. Like I did a character pair of ears for another swap, and that was like my first time doing the layered iron-on, and I had a lot of fun with that. I was really happy with how those turned out. I'd like to do more of that.
I really enjoyed, so I painted some vines on the Magic Kingdom ears for Christine in February to emulate Rapunzel's restroom. I really enjoyed doing that.
Yeah.
We did mention it was Brittany that made those figment wing ears.
So unique.
Tony mentioned those earlier.
I know, and I watched that video right after I watched Brittany's video where she opened her ears, and she was saying how she isn't really very good at making ears.
Right.
And then I watched the video where she opened the figment ears. They were unreal. So good.
Yeah.
This is a great question. And yes, I wear all of mine to the park. I'm going to be real honest. Tony and I are going to Magic Kingdom at the end of September, and I will be taking every pair of Year of the Ears I have received this year.
Wow.
For one day at the Magic Kingdom.
Nice.
I love when the ears create a park moment, like the ones that Tony made that had Gertie from Hollywood Studios. When somebody getting that photo, or when somebody gets pair of ears for a specific attraction. It's like, how fun is that going to be when they show up at that attraction with it, and then they can take photos. And I think that's being a part of people's vacations and their memories, and that is so fun.
Yeah, that's one of the things I'm most excited about. My Jungle Cruise ears that I got in the Magic Kingdom swap, and Tony's ears from that swap.
My fire department ears. So Nicole made me those Shrinky Dink fire department ears. And I cannot wait to take a picture with my fire department ears on in front of the fire department in Magic Kingdom.
That's so cool.
So Tony, you're getting some love on your Gertie ears here.
Oh,
And will we get a picture of Mary on the Jungle Cruise with her Jungle Cruise ears?
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing moment.
We absolutely will.
Yes.
Oh, see, Kylie says she loved having her food and wine ears when she was at the park in Epcot.
Okay.
So
Kylie is good
Awesome.
at pairing her ears with what she's doing at the parks. I love that.
Well, I'm not going to Animal Kingdom this time, but in November, you can guarantee that these ears are going to the Animal Kingdom.
Me too.
Like, for sure. Because Yeah, because they're like my favorite Chippendale, like in their dinos. So.
Down.
Yeah. All right. I know some people are leaving, so and it's everybody's probably got to get on with their evening. So I want to thank you guys for coming and chatting with us. Thank everybody in the chat for being here. Nina, what do you have coming up on your channel? Your channels?
Yeah, so now I've been really getting ready to do consistent Disney content on Wrestling with Disney, and now I have Wrestling with Books, where I'll be moving the book content to, so we can keep it Disney fun on Wrestling with Disney.
Awesome. Irene, what do you guys have coming up?
So we just had a Talk Like a Pirate Day Club today, and then tomorrow is National Pepperoni Pizza Day, so we did a fun video for that. And then we have a super fun Disney Pets inspired swap that we did that's coming out, I think, Thursday this week. And then I've got our final 2-week summer Disney vacation vlog series. I've got the final video from that coming out hopefully this week. And then I'll start on our Chicago vacation series vlog series. So got a lot of that stuff I'm still trying to catch up on.
Karen, what about you guys?
We are fully embracing the transition into holiday season. So Halloween through Christmas is Andy's favorite time of the year. So we're doing, pumpkin themed crafts and pin unboxings of Halloween pins and Halloween Funko Box, just all sorts of fun Halloween stuff coming up.
Awesome. Tony?
Yeah. So what do we have this week? We have Theme Thursday coming up. So look for that. We're doing our theme is the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World, and then I think we have an essential oil video on Sunday.
Yep, we do.
It's hard to remember the schedule, but yeah, I think those are the two that we have coming up: Theme Thursday and Essential Oils on Sunday.
Yes, and then in October we have a lot of Halloween.
Oh yeah, it's all Halloween October, which is going to be super fun and spooky.
Yes, yeah, we've got a lot of collabs I think in October.
Yeah.
Lots of spooky fun. So again, thank you all for coming, and thank you guys for chatting with us today. And if you haven't seen the videos, go check them out. There were some awesome ears this month. So until next time, TTFN.
Bye, guys.
Top
Bye.